Hello, stamping friends. My name is Lori Heiling, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to share a technique with you. It's kind of been floating around on the internet, and the original one that I saw was a video made by Jennifer McGuire. You may know that name. And then there's been some other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators who have also recreated this technique using Stampin' Up! Products. So I just thought I would share with you today. A real quick note, if this is your first time visiting today, I do classes in my home, although it's been interesting with the COVID virus situation. So stay tuned. If you're on my email list, you'll hear more details about my live classes. And I also do classes to go. For those of you who are online and interested in any of my classes, you can visit my website, which is right up here, confessionsofastampingaddict.com. Or you can visit my Facebook page, which is Stamping Addict or Confessions of a Stamping Addict. Okay, let's get started. The first thing that you're going to need is just a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and this one you're not going to score. We're just going to leave it as a plain piece of paper. And for this technique, you are definitely going to need a piece of white paper underneath because we're going to be stamping off the page. All right, I will show you the card at the end, but I just want you to watch as I build it and see what you think, and then you'll see what it transforms into. All right, so for starters, we are going to grab a ruler and a pencil, and we just want to mark where the halfway mark is on this. So half of 8.5 is 4.25. So I'm just gonna make a little tick mark there at the bottom and then at the top. And when we stamp, we want to kind of center around the middle of the paper. It can go off from side to side, but we want to make sure we hit the middle. All right, my first color that I'm going to use is Flirty Flamingo, and the stamp set I'm using is called Beautiful Friendship. Now, luckily, this stamp set is available in the new catalog. Isn't it gorgeous? It was my favorite floral one in our last catalog, so I'm really happy that it's carrying over, and that's why I'm still using it, because I love it that much. It has distinctive stamping, which you'll see when I stamp, that some areas are shaded darker than others, and I don't have to do anything to create that. It's just the way the stamp is cut that it gives it the two-tone look. All right, so I just grabbed the largest stamp out of that box, and like I said, I'm going to aim for the middle, but it can go past, on each side. So I'll do one stamp there. And then I don't want it to be too symmetrical, so I'm going to flip the stamp upside down and go the other way, like this. All right. Now, there are little, whoops, hold on. I just dropped one of my stamps. There are like these little spriggy things that go in the middle of the flower, and I'm just going to stamp that and put it in the middle of the large one, and it'll give it just a little bit more dimension by putting a dark color in the center of it. All right, the next color I chose is called Coastal Cabana, and sometimes when I give you the shot of me from the front and you see my background, this is what color one of my craft room walls is. I love this color. This used to be an in color, but now it's a primary one that we have all the time. All right, now I want to stamp close to this, but I don't want to stamp on top of it, or it's really going to take away from the Flirty Flamingo. So before I was live, I made a little mask. And if you haven't done masking before, this is just a way to cover up what you already stamped so that it doesn't get muted or darker in color. So it's gonna miss this because I have a mask. It's just 2 Post-it notes. So now I'm gonna make one of them go here. Now, again, remember I'm aiming for the center. but you can go past it. And then I think I'll do another one right here. I don't want them too symmetrical, like I said. All right, now when you remove the mask, you're gonna see that the Flirty Flamingo was not stamped on. See how that's kind of like a little magic trick. All right, the next color we're gonna do is, we're gonna take a pink, which is Blushing Bride. We need a little bit lighter pink in here. So I'm just gonna take the single flower and I'll just kind of place them just kind of wherever you want. They can overlap a little bit. We don't have to mask for that because this is such a smaller, smaller flower that we can work it in there. And let's do one more down here. All right, as you can see, I'm staying in that center area. And then this one also has the little sprig in the middle to make that tone a little bit darker in the center of these flowers. I might go back and add a little bit more. I'm going to leave the lids off of those. The next color I chose was Daffodil Delight. And we're going to bring yellow into this. And for this one, I'm using the stamp that is, I don't know what kind of flower that is, but there's 2 of them on there. And we're just going to stick those in some of the white spaces here. We'll make one go off the top here. And let's put one down here. There's really no rhyme or reason. We're just adding color to this paper. Let's go one more. You can see already it's starting to build. All right. Then we have one last color, and this one we're going to use just a really bright, fun green called Granny Apple Green. And we just need to get some greenery in here. So let's add some leaves. So here's a spot that needs to be filled. Let's go out here. Maybe down here. Make sure you stamp off the page too. That always looks nice. How about right in here? All right. I think that's good. Maybe, let's see. Well, I'll show you how we'll eventually add a little bit more. Okay, so you have the base of the card done right here. Now what we're gonna do is take your paper trimmer and we want to line this up and cut it in half, which would be at that 4 1/4 mark. There's numbers down here or at the top, whichever you prefer. Also, I made that tick mark so I know exactly where the halfway mark is. So let's just slice that in half. Now, look at the 2 pieces that we got. You can see I was a little bit off center, but that's all right because I'm gonna do something that's gonna change that a little bit. But essentially what this is doing is we're gonna make 2 cards out of this, but we only had to ink up one time and go down rather than doing 2 separate cards. You can make 2 cards out of one run down the middle. All right, now because we wanna layer this on other cardstock, this is basically the same size as a card front. So we need to trim it down just a little bit. So I'm gonna just take off 1/4 of an inch on the top and 1/4 of an inch off the side. And that way when I layer it, you'll be able to see that color of the cardstock underneath. So again, 1/4 inch off the top and then 1/4 inch off the side. Doesn't really matter what side. Okay, now we got that done. Now the fun thing about this technique is that you can use them vertical or horizontal for your card layout. So the first one, let me look and see which I think this will work for. I think we'll make this the vertical one. All right, so I like this. However, I want to add, I like it to kind of curve around. So it's okay to go in and just add a few more flowers. And so I think I'm gonna use Coastal Cabana here. And I just wanna add a little bit more so it comes down here like that. And then I think we'll add another rose one here. I just need to fill in this corner a little bit, and it's okay that we do 2 in a row. And then let's add a leaf. You just kind of add where you think you might need a little bit more. And then let me just put one more little yellow one down here just for the very tip. All right, now that looks better how I was thinking. All right, now we're going to add a sentiment, and I chose the one from this set that says birthdays are the best, and I want that one bold. So I'm going to do that. Hold on 1 second. Just got to get it to stick to my block, and we'll go right about here. All right. Now we can mount this one on the front. And for this one, I'm going to take Coastal Cabana for the cardstock. And I just cut an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. And this time I scored it down the middle. And don't tell me I don't have my snail by me. I do not. Oh, rats. Do I have a different kind? Oh, I do not have a backup. Holy cow. Hold on a second. Let me grab my backup. I think this is one. Oops, this one's out of. This is funny. This only happens when you do live, right? Actually, this is being taped though. I'm doing a YouTube live because I have an appointment in the morning. But, there we go. Make sure that we're okay. We're back in business. All right, so I am just going to put my Whisper White on the front of the card, and I'll go like this, center that, and I want to add just a little bit more embellishment. So what I'm doing is taking our pearls that we have, and I'm using the dark Flirty Flamingo. And did you know that you can color these? All you do is take your blends. It only works with blends. It doesn't work with the Stampin' markers. And just color those, and it's a permanent color on there. And then we're gonna place them at the bottom here just for a little added interest. Okay, and let's just go. I like to work in odd numbers. We'll just add 3 of these down here. All right, isn't that pretty? So there's one. I'm gonna flip this over because I tried my tape there. All right, so there's one of them, and now I want to show you how you can do the horizontal one. This one has a little more stamping because I was a little bit off center, but again, I just want to add a little bit more because I like to have it curved down a little bit and not just be straight across like that up there. So we're just going to add a little bit right there. And let's come in with another leaf to fill in this gap. All right, and one more. Let's do a pink one just right on the side here. All right, now I want to do the sentiment, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I went to my Stitch So Sweetly dies, which I love, and I just cut out the smallest rectangle, and we're going to do the saying that says, "So very happy to know you." And let's do this one in Flirty Flamingo. I hope I get this straight. It's hard at this angle to see. All right, and again, I'm going to pull my pearls in, and this time I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to color 3 of these. And that's what's nice about these pearls. They're just kind of a white color, but you can make them any color that we have with Stampin' Up. All you have to have is a blend, and it will match perfectly. So again, I like to work in 3s, so we'll put 2 down here and 1 up here. And now we will put just a couple dimensionals on the back. I guess I'll just peel them with my hands. I don't have my other poker tool right by me. So these are fast and easy. I thought they'd be fun for spring, although we are getting into summer here. And just pop this up so it gives it a little bit of lift and dimension. And then we'll add the adhesive on the back. I can see doing these assembly line because you only have to ink up a couple times and then just go to town on all the cardstock that you have. Whoops, let's put it right side up. Oh my goodness. All right, so when you see them side by side, two totally different cards, but look at how they came from the same, you know, the same design from the center. So I did a few more in the same colors. This is another one that was probably a little bit more centered, but you can kind of just see the design that I did. And then here is one that I added one more layer. You can bring two colors in, but just some more ideas, but basically they look the same. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Again, the name of the technique is called Split Card Trick. So I hope you enjoyed it. I would encourage you to give it a try. And if you see anything that you like, I would love it if you ordered from my Stampin' Up! Website. And my host code, if you could use that, I would appreciate it. And it's right here for you. And I will also put the link so you know where my website is. So thank you again for joining me. And I hope to see you on Friday where I can share more goodies with you. Take care. Bye-bye.